Hello friends, here I am with next part of this story. I hope you all like the video and subscribe to my channel. So let's start the video with summary. Okay, you saw ones where Naruto is the son of Hades, Artemis, Apollo or a made-up god. But what if he is the son of the forger and is the champion of goddess of intelligence? What will be his role? Protector, trainer, hero, Naruto x harem, slight Aphrodite bashing, guilty hero. Chapter 16, A Brawl in the Junkyard. Naruto's car. After everyone got out of the car, Naruto got out some camp supplies from his car so they can sleep. They all agreed to sleep outside, liking the fresh air better. The one who agreed most was Grover, Naruto, and the hunters. Once Naruto found a place to sleep, he passed out from exhaustion. Absorbing an explosion and yelling at the slut goddess tend to do that to anybody. He went through a lot today, out of all of us, Annabeth said as they got ready to sleep. No wonder he's tired. That said, Annabeth laid down near Naruto with Thalia doing the same. That's how they usually sleep when it was just them, Grover, and Luke traveling. The hunters decided to sleep at the right of the three. Grover was about to join them, but Percy grabbed his hand and shook his head. Now's not the time, Grover, Percy said. Let's just get some sleep. Grover sighed, but agreed. The two lay down at the left side and all of them answered Morphe's call. Naruto's dream. Naruto saw that he's on a hill, but it's one he recognizes. It's the same hill he and Luke went on for their quest. Naruto's eyebrows furrowed in confusion. Why would he be here? He looked to where the Titan, Atlas, was supposed to be at. But instead of Stamina Titan there, he saw the goddess of the hunt, Artemis. Naruto cried out, moving to her position. The goddess groaned and moved her head, though she is having a hard time of it. When she saw Naruto, eyes widened. Naruto? Artemis asked weakly. Naruto nodded in confirmation. What are you doing here? How are you here? Demigod dream, Naruto answered, getting a nod of understanding from the woman. Just hang on there, Artemis. Zoe, Phoebe and I are coming along with Thalia, Annabeth, Grover, Bianca, and Percy. Don't, Artemis stated, her voice straining in pain. It's a trap. Get the Bane of Olympus and get out. If the Titans get it first, along with one of the big three children, the world will be doomed. Now, Artemis. It's rude to tell the guest or surprise. Naruto spun around from where he was at. He wasn't surprised when he saw Luke and Atlas. He only narrowed his eyes at the two. This is the third time we've met face to face, Atlas. And each one we didn't try to kill each other, despite being enemy, Atlas said with a chuckle. Although that might just change when you arrive here. Naruto was tempted to ask what the trap is, so he and his friend can pass it the easy way, but he didn't. Atlas is many things, but he's not an idiot. Yeah, it might. Naruto agreed, then smirked. I hope holding the sky didn't make your skills rusty, old man. Atlas had to hold back a growl at the demigod. He's starting to wake up, so he turned to Luke. Luke, I understand why you betrayed us. Why you were angry at the god, but think about this. If Kronos wins, do you think he will award you and the others? You know the stories about him, why he was overthrown. Don't let your justifiable anger cloud your judgment. Outside, Luke looked emotionless, but Naruto can see the conflicted look in his eyes. Naruto is starting to wake up and leave the demigod dream, but not before hearing Atlas the last few sentences. Fight me with all you got. Don't hold back anything, Naruto Uzumaki. Do not disappoint me, my legacy. Morning. Naruto's eyes shot open, but he didn't move. He just stared at the sky, looking at the dark sky. Judging by the little light he can see, it looked around 4 to 6 o'clock. He needed to tell everyone about his dream, excluding the fact that he's descended from Atlas. The only ones who know that is Zoe, Phoebe, Artemis, Hephaestus, and Athena. It's safer not to tell anyone else until the time is right. He decided to get up, so he can stretch a bit and get everyone breakfast. But when he tried, he noticed that he couldn't. That something was on his arms and his chest. And they were body sizes. Naruto bit back a groan. Dear gods, tell me that it didn't happen again. Despite not wanting to, he looked to where the bodies are at. Annabeth and Thalia got him in an arm lock, each one cuddling an arm. The blonde sighed. Ever since he, Luke, Grover, Thalia, and Annabeth were together, the two of them always got cuddle against him. Unfortunately, Luke and Grover found out and the two kept teasing him and the girls about it. Well, until he threatened bodily harm on them. That usually stopped them. He hoped they would grow out of that habit. But that hope been dashed faster than you can say Hirashin. He needed to get up and tell the group about his dream, but he didn't want to wake the two girls and see themselves in this position. Slowly, he got both of his hands out and gently pushed Thalia and Annabeth off of him. He sighed in relief. That was close one. He was glad nobody saw him. He heard someone clear their throat and he froze. Slowly, he turned to the direction to the noise and met face to face with a grinning Grover, a twitching-eyed Percy, a blushing Bianca, though she looked a little annoyed, and an amused Phoebe. Never speak of it, Naruto said, before anyone can say anything. Then he got up and got his weapons and supplies. Wake up the others. I need to tell you guys something before we go. The four nodded and Grover and Phoebe forgot about their amusement, hearing the serious tone in Naruto's voice. For now that is. Percy's eyes are still twitching though. Phoebe woke Zoe while Percy and Grover woke up the female demigods. The 8 of them gather up in one circle, discussing the quest. Guys, I had a demigod dream. Naruto began. I saw Artemis holding the sky, instead of Atlas. The two hunters stiffen, Zoe more than Phoebe. She warned us about a trap for us. If Bianca, Percy, or Thalia got captured with the Bane of Olympus, the world will be destroyed. Now it's the 3 demigods' turn to freeze up. Who's the Bane of Olympus? Percy asked in confusion, after getting out of his frozen state. Everyone looked at him as if he just asked if the sky was blue, making him squirm. Seriously? Are you really asking that? Naruto asked in a stunned expression. Then he turned to Annabeth. Did this guy never read a book in his life? Percy's eye twitched once again. I have dyslexia, remember? Naruto bonked him in the head. OW. The son of Poseidon cried out, rubbing the lump on his head. That's not an excuse. Naruto chided the young demigod. Bianca, Annabeth, Thalia and I all have dyslexia, yet we don't use it as an excuse. Plus, there are Greek versions of Greek history and all demigods can read Greek. He left the fact that only Greek demigods can read it. That'll get some questions he can't answer. Naruto's right, Annabeth said to Percy. Then gave him a stern look. When we get back, Naruto and I will jam every piece of history in your head. Percy paled drastically at that, making Thalia and Grover laugh. Percy sent the sad or betrayed look. Okay, back on track, Naruto said, holding back a laugh. The Bane of Olympus is a sea serpent. Its entrails has the power to doom Olympus if they were burned. The Titans tried to do it, but its entrails was retrieved before they could be burned. If they got their hands on it now, everyone shiver at the prospect. So what do we do? Phoebe asked, her eyebrows furrowing. We can't go searching for it. That would take time that we don't have. Naruto grinned. Yeah, I already figured that part out. Being champion to Athena has its perks. The eidetic memory and the ability to quickly think up a plan is a good combination. We just need to find Nereus. Who's Nereus? Percy asked. Everyone blankly stared at the son of Poseidon. Grover, Annabeth, Thalia, and Naruto looked at each other, silently conversing and nodded. When they get back, they're going to jam every bit of knowledge in that empty head of his. Nereus is god of the sea's rich bounty of fish. Naruto explained. He's said to know everything, even the tad bit of information from the Oracle of Delphi. If you capture him, you can ask one question from him. Percy nodded in understanding. But how can we find him? Annabeth asked. The man is not very easy to find. Naruto merely grinned at that. Annie, you forget that I had traveled around a lot during my years before and after Camp Half-Blood, Naruto said, making the daughter of Athena blush. He's at the docks of San Francisco, probably dressed as a hobo. We just need to notice the smell. He is also known to have a very bad smell. Naruto held back a shiver. He still remembered that putrid smell. So Grover and I will use our noses to find him. Grover looked sick at the prospect, but nodded. Everyone can't help but feel sorry for Naruto and Grover. They have the most sensitive nose out of this group. Also, Naruto added, I saw Luke and Atlas. Everyone stiffened at that. I talked to the two of them. I told Luke a couple of things that made him think about the side he is on. Percy frowned when he heard that. Are you sure? Percy asked hesitantly, trying to ignore the glare from Annabeth and Thalia. I mean, Luke did try to get the gods to wage war for the lightning bolt and destroyed our barrier, which gave the monsters access to their favorite meal. Us. I doubt he would change his mind and leave the Titans. Percy paled and his spine straightened when he felt the dread around him. It was the same dread he felt when he first met Naruto and the time he kicked him in the crotch. Naruto wanted to maim the boy so badly, but held off. He did not want to anger Poseidon, and Percy might be the prophecy child. Luke is not the evil boy you want to see him as, Jackson. He is just an angry demigod, who had a horrible life because of the gods' blunder. If the gods actually took care of their kids and their lovers, we wouldn't be worried about demigods joining the Titans. Everyone heard thunder up above and Naruto glare at the sky. Then shouted, "Shut it, you old fart. You know it's true." They heard more rumbling, but nothing happened. When Naruto got his eyes locked on the group, he saw them looking at him in awe and or shock. Naruto blushed a little and scratched his cheeks. Okay, maybe he went a little too far. Okay, moving on. Naruto said, trying to diffuse the awkward silence, I really think that Luke can change. He doesn't fully believe that being in the Titan side is the right choice, I can see it in his eyes. It held confliction and confusion. I think with the right push, he can come back to our side. Annabeth, Thalia, and Grover smiled at that. If anyone can change Luke to his old self, it's Naruto. Percy, however, is having doubt. He only saw the bad side of Luke and never known him. Luke got demigods killed and tried to kill him a bunch of times. He doubted that Luke can be persuaded to go back to Camp Half-Blood. Soon, everyone got their supplies and Naruto drove to his father's junkyard. When he got there, he stopped at the entrance. Everyone got out of the car and brought out their supplies. So here's my dad's junkyard, Naruto said, looking at the entrance and the pile of junk inside. Don't touch anything there. If you do, it'll activate an automation and that's something we don't need to face. Everyone nodded and started walking. They saw different kinds of junk. From unfinished machines to broken ones. They saw a few weapons that Thalia and Annabeth was tempted to take, but Naruto stopped them. Just as they were halfway in the junkyard, Naruto's danger sense started acting up. He also smelled something interesting. Chakra, poison, and clay. Naruto stiffened and he stopped where he was at. The group noticed this and stopped as well. All of them are looking at him with concern or a frown. Naruto? Bianca said, frowning in concern. Are you okay? The blonde didn't say anything. He turned around slowly and glared at seemingly nothing. Come out. Now. Naruto demanded, sensing someone behind him. I know you're hiding behind the pile of junk, so come out. Slowly, the figure came out from his hiding place. Everyone got their weapons ready, tensing as they saw another ninja. The man is young, with wide brown eyes and wild red hair. He's wearing a black robe with red clouds, the same robe that Akatsuki members wear. He has a calm expression on his face and a smile that creeped out the demigods, hunters, and the satyr. Naruto's eyes narrowed and his eyes turned Athena gray, Sasori of the Red Sands. So you're the next one to come after me. The man just smiled and walked towards Naruto. He stopped when he's 6 feet in front of him. I see you remember me, Naruto, Sasori commented. This time, this confrontation will end with your capture. We will soon get the information we need from you and then kill you and capture one of the big 3 demigods. Everyone's eyes widened at the last part. They are here to capture one of them as well? Why? Naruto and Annabeth quickly came up with an explanation. They are working with Chronos. Naruto's gray eyes turned darker and he turned Kasai into his usual double-bladed axe. So the Akatsuki working for Chronos now? You become a slave to as well? To the man's credit, he didn't bat an eye. Still he held that same smile. You are mistaken. The Akatsuki are working with Chronos, as partners, to get what we both want. We don't care for this world, we only want the elemental nation, Sasori said. He then summoned his favorite puppet, the third Kazekage. Suddenly, everyone felt some rumbling and the group looked up to see a giant piece of metal from the junk falling down on them. Thalia, Bianca, Zoe, Phoebe, Annabeth, and Grover had to jump away while Percy jumped to the other side, where Naruto and Sasori was at. It landed and separated most of the group from the 2 demigods and the S-rank missing Nin. Sasori sighed in annoyance. That bomb-loving idiot just cut them off from the other demigods. No matter, though. They only need 1 demigod and they need to stick with the plan to get this to work. He hoped Deidara will understand that. Well, now it's you 2 against me, Sasori commented, preparing his puppets. So let me show you my puppets in person. Other side, damn it. Thalia shouted, as she tried to break the large piece of metal in front of them. She was using lightning after lightning, but nothing worked. Eventually, Grover and Annabeth grabbed her arm to stop her from sending any more lightning attacks. The raven-haired girl tried to struggle against the 2, but the satyr and the daughter of Athena has surprisingly strong strength. Thalia, Grover spoke, while still holding the struggling girl. We can't do anything over here. We need to get out of here. Grover knew that Thalia is about to blow in 3, 2, 1 like how we will. Thalia shouted at the satyr, we can't leave Whiskers or Cuphead with that guy. We need to help him. We can't. Annabeth shouted, tears forming in her eyes. I don't like it either, Thalia, but we need to go now. We can't get past here. Reluctantly, Thalia stopped struggling and nodded and the 6 of them started running. Everyone pray that the 2 will be alright. But they know the 2 won't get out unscathed. Luck doesn't seem to be on Demigod's side. Naruto and Percy, the 2 demigods, dodge a swipe from the Kazekage puppet. Percy uncapped his pen and it instantly turned into Riptide. Do not let the sword hit you, Naruto told Percy. All of his weapons has very deadly poison and even the tiniest of scratches can kill you. Percy paled, but nodded and stayed focused. Sasori pulled his puppet back and smiled. I see you remember how I battle, Sasori said, still having the same smile. No matter. I will end this quickly. He then sent his puppet to attack with the blade spinning. Percy blocked the attack with his sword, which Sasori expected. Another sword appeared from the puppet's hand and descended on Percy's exposed side. Luckily, Naruto blocked the attack and the two pushed him back. "Thanks," Percy said, a little shocked that Naruto saved him after giving the blonde a hard time. He got out of his shock quickly and the two got back to fighting the puppeteer. Naruto have to admit, Sasori is the smartest person he fought, tied up with the Abraham. His puppet got multiple weapons. Each one is just as deadly as the last. He remembered fighting Sasori, along with Deidara before Sasuke tried to run from the village. Back then, he was using his puppet Haruko. That thing was hard to destroy, especially with those clay bombs Deidara set out, but he managed to do it. Now, he's dealing with something new. The puppet danced around the two demigods, attacking relentlessly. Luckily, the two demigods are skilled in sword combat, so they managed to block and dodge every attack so no poison got inside their system. Sasori is starting to get frustrated. So he pulled his puppet back to prepare the jutsu. Ninja art, thousand hands manipulation force. Sasori shouted and thousands of hands came straight towards the duo. The two dodged the hands, but the hands went straight towards Naruto. Naruto formed a fireball in his free hand and blasted those thousand hands into ashes. Naruto grunted. At this rate, they'll tire out and Sasori will be able to capture the both of them. He needed to distract the men so that he could get rid of the puppet and kill Sasori. Jackson. Naruto barked to the boy, gaining his attention. Don't you remember the water I gave you? Now would be the time to use it. Percy's eyes lightened in understanding and he willed the water to come out of the canister. Sasori raised an eyebrow, the only thing that shows he's surprised. I've got to say, that's a new trick. No shinobi ever controlled the water so easily and without hand signs. Sasori commented. Percy smirked and launched rapid water attacks. Sasori was forced to defend, leaving an opening for the blonde. Naruto quickly threw a kunai at Sasori, but the man saw it in the corner of his eye and dodged the move. Naruto smirked. His trap has been snapped. Naruto disappeared with a yellow flash in his trail and came behind the puppeteer with axe in hand. Sasori turned around in surprise, but it was too late. Naruto cut the man in half and the body fell down, the two body parts spread apart, puddles of blood forming at the person's body parts. Percy breathed out in relief. Well, that was easy. The boy commented, swinging his sword around. Now we can catch up with the others. Naruto nodded absently, noticing that the fight was almost too easy. Sasori is a clever man, so he would never fall for that trick. He probably thought that Naruto might have learned the Hiraishin jutsu and would have ready for that. So why was the fight so easy? Naruto slowly approached the dead figure. He slowly turned a part of the body around and when he saw the face, his eyes widened and his face paled. It was a puppet. It's a trap. Naruto shouted to Percy, but it was too late. Dozens of explosives were set off underground and it consumed the two boys. Smoke raised up from the explosion. In one of the junk piles, a lone figure came out and on the ground. It was Sasori. The real one. Seconds after him, another person came out from underground. He had blonde hair that is wrapped in a ponytail and one bang under his right eye. He's wearing the same Akatsuki robe and the strangest part about him is that he got mouths on his hands. It was the same guy who chased Naruto and the others after the fight with the Manticore. Deidara. What do you know? The plan worked, Deidara said with a grin. He wanted to kill Naruto after the blonde killed Itachi. Now, he's going to get the chance to kill him after they get the Namikaze to tell where the tailed beasts are at. Sasori gave the blonde a look of annoyance. Of course it works, Deidara. It was foolproof and the former Jinchuriki can't absorb chakra explosion, mixed with poison. Deidara and Sasori combined their favorite moves to catch the blonde and one of the big three demigods. The poison was enough to paralyze anyone and one whiff of it can stun you. So if the blonde absorbed the Chapter 17, Puppet and Clay versus water, sand, and fire, it was silence between the five of them. All of them are glaring at each other. The son of Poseidon, the son of Hephaestus, and the Kazekage versus the two Akatsuki members. Deidara glared heatedly at the two demigods and the Sand Shinobi, Naruto the most. Why can't she just die? The bomb user growled at Naruto. Naruto merely smirked. What can I say? We Uzumaki are a stubborn bunch. Naruto said with a shrug. Plus, it's because your bombs are weak. I've beaten the both of you before, I can do it again. Deidara growled at the reminder. You see, this isn't the first time the two Akatsuki member met Naruto face to face. They've tried to capture him in the Leaf Village after Tsunade became Hokage, but they underestimated the blonde. Naruto was clever enough to outsmart them and nearly defeated them, even though he just became Chunin at the time. How did he do that? Well, let's just say it involved some seals, some wires, tuna fish, and a crazy cat. It destroyed Sasori's puppet disguise while Deidara nearly lost a hand. Since then, Deidara wanted to kill the blonde and even more so when he heard that he killed Itachi. The man he wanted to kill as long as he can remember. We underestimated you the last time, Sasori said, stopping Deidara from yelling. It will not happen again. We thought our strategy will work, but the former one-tailed Jinchuriki stopped us. Gaara didn't say anything. He just gave them his scary stare that could make an ANBU shiver in fear. Sasori called his Kazekage puppet once again while Deidara started making his art and his favorite bird art appeared. It's big enough for him to move enough, but small enough for it to fly fast and maneuver quickly and easily. Even though you got the Kazekage at your side, we will still defeat you, Deidara said with a cocky smirk. Percy sweated a little at the sight of that deadly puppet while Naruto and Gaara remained indifferent, though are tense and ready to fight. Secretly, Naruto made some hand signals to Gaara. It's translated to, you take on Deidara at the end, I will face Sasori down here. Gaara saw this and nodded discreetly. Without any warning, Gaara shot a cannon of sand at Deidara. The bomb expert was caught by surprise, but got his bird to the sky to dodge quickly. Gaara formed a sand disk and followed him seconds after, which only left Sasori, Percy, Naruto, and the army of puppets. So, Sasori said, preparing his puppets to attack, let's begin, shall we? Deidara versus Gaara. At the sky, Deidara began attacking by throwing spider bombs at Gaara. The sand user automatically made a sand shield that blocked the explosions and retaliate by sending sand bullets. Deidara got his bird to dodge every attack quickly, even with Gaara's relentless attack. It continued on, the two throwing at each relentless explosions and sand attack until Deidara had enough. He took off further into the sky, with Gaara following him. He kept going higher and higher to the sky, but then surprised Gaara by turning around and aiming straight at him. Gaara made a sand shield quickly, but it was useless. When the bird made contact, Deidara and the bird exploded, making Gaara lose his balance and the sand disk spin around. Eventually, he was able to get himself back oriented. Gaara's eyes narrowed and darted around, trying to find where the Akatsuki is. Then he heard something under and he looked to see two birds hurtling towards him. He quickly made another sand disk and jumped onto that one right before the birds hit his other rod and exploded. He spins around once again before gaining his balance. Finally he spotted Deidara at the south side of him. He shot sands like a snake coming towards their prey. Deidara flied away from the birds, playing cat and mouse with the birdies. Any sand attacks that got near him, he dodged, which were several of them one at a time. The chase continued on, with Deidara going strong until Gaara had finally locked on at his target. With perfect aim, Gaara blasted his bird and knocked him off. Deidara was slightly winded while he was falling, but not down for the count. He called his claybird to him and it caught him before he could fall on the ground. "Well," Deidara said, wiping a little blood off his mouth, "this wasn't going to be as easy as I thought." Sasori versus Naruto and Percy. Sasori threw his puppet at the two, making Naruto and Percy move away, it attacking wildly, leaving no room for Percy and Naruto to attack. The two either had to dodge the blade or block it with their weapons. They could try to push away the puppet and attack Sasori, but it was too risky. One cut from that puppet and they're dead. Naruto gritted his teeth in frustration after he pushed back the puppet, but it came back without no mercy. He needed to find an opening that won't risk the slightest cut. But he needed either himself or Percy to get some breathing room to get some chance to strike. Pushing the thing back with even more force, Naruto charged at it when it got far enough. Sasori made some gestures for it to block the swing of the axe and the two got caught in a deadlock. Before Sasori could move the puppet, Naruto held out his free hand and fire form on it. With quick motion, Naruto jabbed his hand at the puppet and held it tightly. "Now Percy!" Naruto yelled out to the son of Poseidon. Percy quickly got what the plan was and ran to the puppet with sword in hand. Sasori struggled to get it out, but the blonde wasn't budging. Percy swung his sword and chopped the left hand right before the puppet moved away. Naruto and Percy grinned, glad that they wounded the thing. Their grin faded when they saw a scythe coming out of the thing. "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" Percy exclaimed. "That thing got a scythe?" He briefly wondered if the guy stole the Reaper's scythe, but pushed that thought away when they saw the thing swing at them. Naruto blocked the attack while Percy tried to attack it, but it was still fast and started to overwhelm them again. Luckily, Naruto has skills with his axe while Percy is not so rusty with his sword. They managed to defend themselves at the onslaught, but it seemed that Sasori is growing tired of this. "Enough of this," Sasori said, pulling his puppet back. "Let's end this." Suddenly, something that looked like gray sand started forming around the mouth. Naruto and Percy tensed, ready for whatever is coming. Slowly, the sand got bigger and bigger. Sasori smiled wickedly at them. "Iron Sand unleash." The sand formed into a small ball, but then exploded into spikes all over the place, knocking over all the junk. Up in the sky, Deidara and Gaara saw this and had to move away so when the spikes got too close for comfort. Percy's eyes widened at the sight while Naruto gritted teeth in frustration. Iron Sand. How many tricks does this puppet have? The two of them thought at once. Suddenly, thousands of spikes aimed at Percy. Percy saw this and immediately dodged the attacks before it could skewer them. He quickly thanked the gods for the ADHD before he had to run. More spikes came up from the ground. It started chasing him, like a dog chasing cat before more spikes appeared in front of him. He hastily turned around, but ended up tripping and stumbling on the ground. Percy is breathing heavily now, on his knees and bruises on his face. He is exhausted, with the fighting and the running. He knew he needed to run, but now, his legs aren't agreeing with him and want to rest. He saw more spikes come towards him and he just knew that he was going to be fish kebab. "Jackson!" He heard Naruto called out. Just before the spikes would skewer him, fire appeared in front of him and it cleared in seconds to show Naruto. The blonde shinobi held out his hand and a fiery shield formed in front, effectively blocking the attack. Naruto smirked at the exhausted boy. "Damn it, Jackson, you know how to get yourself in these kind of troubles, do you?" Before Percy could retort, the Iron Sand opened a hole directly to the Kazekage puppet. "Oh shit," Naruto cursed, and the puppet came after him in super speed with scythe. Naruto knew he can't get himself and Percy out of this without getting skewered and he had to use both hands to hold the shield. The Kazekage puppet came in front of him with scythe and sword ready to strike and Naruto knew that he's going to die. Until a spear of water tore apart the thing. Naruto's eyes widened, along with Sasori, and then the sand started to fall on the ground. Naruto looked behind to see Percy smiling and holding his canister. Naruto grinned at the son of Poseidon. "Nice hit, Jackson," Naruto complimented, getting a grin from Percy. A compliment from Naruto seemed impossible, so Percy is really happy about that. "Maybe we can work together after all." The two got up and stared at the puppet master. "I admit, I didn't think that would be destroyed," Sasori admitted. Then he sighed in frustration. "Look like I have no choice but to do this." He ripped off his Akatsuki robes, revealing something that shocked the two demigods. The body of Sasori looked like a puppet. Every part of the body is a puppet. The arms, the legs, the chest, everything but the head. On his back, 2 large claws were on them. And then torso opened up, metal rope coming out of it, and it floated to the sky, with him on top of it. "It's been a while since I used myself in a fight," Sasori commented, his calm look turning more crazed. Percy and Naruto eyes widened at the sight of the man puppet. Seriously, he saw some pretty freaky stuff during after he discovered he's a demigod. The Minotaur, the fairies, the gods looking like normal humans, and more. He never thought he'd see the scary version of Pinocchio. Sasori grinned and took out a scroll in his pocket. He opened it up, put some chakra in it, and showed something that made Percy nearly drop on his butt and Naruto to growl. A mass army of puppets. Performance of 100 puppets. Sasori yelled out, and chakra strings connected to each puppet. Naruto growled once again. He need to get at Sasori himself, and he knows that Sasori is trying to tire him out. He need to find a way to destroy the puppets without tiring himself, and Sasori won't give him the time to call his metal dinosaur. So Naruto started thinking, his eyes turning gray while trying to come up with a strategy for it. All within a few seconds, he's fighting Sasori. His companion is Squid Head. He also up against hundreds of puppets at his dad's junkyard. Wait a minute, Naruto came up with a plan and smirk. This is Dad's junkyard. A place where he put all of his faulty machine, and he must got at least enough in here to form an army. Sasori looked confused when he saw the smirk, but Naruto didn't say anything. Just close his eyes, connecting to all the machines here. An ability he got when he made a summoning contract with Dad's machines. While that's impressive, Sasori, Naruto said, finally finding the machines here and then activating them. But you are not the only one with them. Like the undead, machines rose out of the ground and onto the surface. Robotic machines showed itself, ready to fight. Animations from the past. Future robots that Hephaestus tried to build. Every machine with even the smallest of faults were here. Percy looked at this army in awe. He didn't think that this many robots are in this junkyard. And some of them seem perfectly put together. Look like we are even matched now, Naruto said with a smirk. He gave a silent command to the robots and they moved towards him and Percy. Let's see which is stronger. My dad's machines or your puppets? Both fights. As Deidara and Gaara fly around each other, the two notice the army of puppets and machines on the ground. All of them are fighting, with swords, guns, or their own fist. Naruto is in control of the machine while Sasori are in control of the puppets. Well, that is interesting. Deidara commented, seeing the battle from afar. I'm going to get a closer look. He then flew over to the battle, but Gaara followed him. The two of them started attacking one another while flying in the middle, with Deidara using his mini birds and Gaara using sand bullets. Meanwhile, Naruto's machines and Sasori's puppets are all out fighting. The puppets using either ninjutsu or taijutsu while the machines use their fist or weapons. Naruto and Percy are in the middle, fighting Sasori. Sasori used the swords on his back to fight them, spinning it like a saw. Naruto and Percy used their weapons block it, leaving them in a stalemate. But Naruto saw a chance to attack and made a Rasengan with his free hand. Sasori saw this and quickly moved away from the devastating attack, leaving Naruto to hit the ground. You're strong, Sasori admitted. Then he held out his hand. But you will lose. A stream of fire came out of his hand and at the two demigods. Naruto immediately countered with his own fire while Percy used the water from his canister to clash with the attack. The three of them were at a stalemate. As Naruto was about to take out a kunai, Deidara and Gaara suddenly flew on the top of them, wind blowing around the three. Sasori lost focus for a second, but it was enough for Naruto and Percy to push immediately. When he saw Naruto and Percy gaining the advantage real quickly, he let go of his own attack and dodged the fire and water attack. Sasori growled in frustration. Damn that bomb-addicted fool. He sent for 10 of his puppets to him and sent them at Naruto and Percy. Naruto countered that with 5 of his machines, along with Percy, and smashed through all of them. More puppets came through, overwhelming the machines. Naruto growled out in frustration. Even though they are Dad's machines, they are thrown in the junkyard for a reason. If he's going to destroy all of them, he needed to get a summon. Then he looked up, hearing the fight between Deidara and Gaara, and he suddenly got an idea. He ran in the fighting and Sasori thought he would face him again, but he didn't prepare for what Naruto did. Neither was anyone. With aim precision, Naruto jump on one of machines, jump dozens of meters to the air, and then grab onto Deidara bird. He firmly grab on the talons to keep himself from falling. What the hell? Deidara screamed out, trying to shake off the demigod. But Naruto wasn't an Uzumaki for nothing and stubbornly stayed on the talon. While Deidara is trying to shake him off, he didn't notice the sand bullets coming at him. Naruto, however, did and jump off the bird. Deidara then noticed the bullets too late and hit him dead on, destroying his bird and sending him falling down at the puppet. The bomber panicked and tried to make another bird, but his panic cost him. When he made another bird, he was too close to the ground and unfortunately for the Akatsuki, he was gonna fall on Sasori. Sasori eyes widened and dodged, but the explosion of the bird pushed him and made him fall on the ground, stumbling. Naruto immediately saw this chance and quickly started on a summoning jutsu. Bite his thumb, did a few hand signs, and then put one hand on the ground. Summoning jutsu. A cloud of smoke appeared in field and when it cleared out, 2 mechanical dogs appeared, 1 silver, 1 gold. Percy is now wondering how many machines he got in his arsenal. The blonde doesn't seem to have an end of them. Gold, attack the puppets on the left. Naruto commanded, Silver, you take the ones on the right. Jackson, help Gaara fight Deidara. I'll take on Sasori. The 2 mechanical dogs bark in agreement and charge at the army. Percy charged where Deidara went back fighting with Gaara on the ground, and Naruto went towards Sasori. The tide of the battle is changing quickly. With Percy and Gaara, the 2 are overwhelming Deidara. Deidara is not bad at close combat at all, but Percy's skilled with the sword is wearing him down. He would have tried to use bombs, but Gaara throws sand bullets at him and when he tried to attack with his bombs, Gaara crushed it with his hand. With the help of silver and gold, the machines are turning the tide of the battle. The 2 dogs are kicking apart the puppets, clawing them to pieces, or biting their heads off in fast speed. With the help of the remaining machines, they are winning. With Naruto, he is fighting off the remaining puppets while getting to Sasori. If he isn't kicking or punching them to pieces, he turned them into ashes with his flame abilities. As he ripped the head of another puppet, he sensed one puppet behind him while another is coming towards him. As fast as a bullet, he jumped up and dodged the attacks, making the 2 destroy each other. And it gave him an opening towards Sasori. Perfect. While he is still up off the ground, he formed a Rasengan in his hand. Once it formed, he aimed straight at Sasori like a rocket aiming at a city. When the puppet tried to stop him, he destroyed it with his Rasengan. Before Sasori could even get the chance to move, Naruto hit him straight on the chest. The puppet man landed on his back and is skidding on the ground, with the attack continuing. Eventually, the skidding stopped and Naruto was on top of Sasori, breathing heavily. Sasori was on the ground, his body turning into an empty shell and a big hole on his chest. As Naruto rests, Gaara and Percy continue to fight Deidara. The man is losing clay fast and he used half of it. He needed to defeat them quickly before those pesky immortals noticed him. And he can't risk using his C3 or C4 attack, it might get the god's attention. So he needed to attack the son of Poseidon with one of his C1 bombs and injure him critically. At least take him and leave. As Percy fight Deidara, he noticed something. He saw Deidara forming a mini clay animal in his hand. Ignoring that there are hands on his palms and was chewing the clay, he knew that if he slowed down or made a mistake that he might have an animal-sized hole in his stomach. He needed to think quickly and the Sandman isn't going to help him out if the man hit him at the torso. Then he remembered that he got a canister of never-ending water. The 2 continue fighting at close combat, Percy using sword and Deidara using bombs. Gaara is protecting Percy from the bombs by crushing them with his sand. As they continue fighting, Percy purposefully slowed down. Deidara grinned evilly, seeing his chance. He thrust his bomb at Percy's torso, but then the black hair boy rolled under him, getting him to hit the ground and the explosion to send him off his feet. Percy then used the water to grab Deidara on the ankle and then engulf him in water. Deidara struggled, trying to get out, but it was pointless. Percy held him with both his hands and then slammed him down, the water rumbling down. Deidara coughed up some water while getting back up. When he got back up, he went to his pouches to attack once more. Percy saw him pale when he felt around his pouch. No, Deidara muttered in utter horror. No, 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 no! He got louder and louder as he kept repeating it. He pulled out his hand. Gray liquid covered his hand. It was the clay, turned into mush because of the water. My clay. My beautiful. Deidara is on his knees now, looking like someone just killed his family. Percy wondered if all those ninjas at Naruto's home are nerd jobs. Seriously, the sight before him made shit drop. Then suddenly, Deidara turned his eyes on Percy, glaring at him with pure fury and leaking out so much killing intent that Percy almost choked on it. You! Deidara snarled in pure hate. You did this. You destroyed my clay. As Deidara was about to strangle the boy, a circle of fire and sand surrounded him. Gaara and Naruto went to Percy's side, both of them smirking. Silver and gold stood at Naruto's side, both ready to tear Deidara apart. Give up, Deidara, Naruto said with that smirk that made Deidara blood boil. You out of ammunition, you're out of chakra, and Sasori is dead. Either you give up now, Gaara continued for Naruto, or we will kill you. Naruto expected the man to try to escape. What he didn't expect is the suicidal look in his eyes. The look that said I'm going to die and you're coming with me. No. Deidara yelled in rage, pure rage. I will not lose to some immortals brats and demon brats. He ripped off his shirt, revealing a mask on his right chest. If I go down, you go down with me. He reached under his boot and took out a box of fresh clay, making Percy's eyes widen. He thought he got rid of the stuff. Then Deidara stuffed the clay onto the face on the chest. Deidara is grinning like an insane killer now, his eyes looking completely suicidal and crazy. This is my last art, my last resort. The one that would bring down everyone within this junkyard and more. Naruto's eyes widened at that. It might bring down the others, if it's what Deidara said is true. This is my CO bomb, my greatest art. Black veins are starting to show on Deidara and his skin looks see-through. Naruto knew he needed to act fast or else everyone is dead. Gaara, Naruto barked out to the Kazekage, get Percy out of here and make sure the explosion doesn't spread. Don't let others be caught in the explosion. Gaara didn't ask or argue. He just nodded. Percy, however, wasn't that agreeable. What about you? Percy said in protest. You need to get out as well. You'll be killed. I need to suppress the explosion as much as I can. Naruto countered. Gaara will need the time to make defensive wall around the place. Now go. Before Percy could protest more, Gaara already grabbed the back of his shirt and pulled him along, hovering to the sky on his sand disk. It's no use, Deidara said, his voice turning crazy. This bomb can't be stopped. It's too powerful to be stopped. Naruto tensed, getting ready to suppress while the two mechanical dogs stood aside, tense and growling. While Deidara was talking, Gaara started surrounding the field with sand, making sure to keep anyone out. In the far junkyard, Bianca, Thalia, Annabeth, Grover, Zoe, and Phoebe are seeing the dome being formed from afar. What the hell is that? Thalia shouted out, her eyes wide in amazement and a bit of fear. Grover's hooves are shaking like crazy. Zoe and Phoebe are preparing to run. Bianca is shaking as well, and Annabeth is just staring at it with a bit of awe. Up in the top, they saw a red-headed man with red clothing and a tattoo on his forehead on a sand disk. With him is Percy. They are relieved to see Percy, but what about Naruto? Where is he? Scream, grovel, cower in fear. Deidara yelled, the mask turning white and is cracking. For art. As he talked, the mask broke open, and the bomb detonated. It's an explosion. I hope you all liked the video. And if you all want the next part of this video, please like the video and comment 3 hearts. Please subscribe to my channel so whenever I upload a video you will notify.